Darn it, I bumped the button before I was ready. Hello. Shoot. Well, I bumped the button before I was ready. But here we go. Hello and welcome. I'm always afraid I'm going to do that, and today was the day. Okay. So, well, that wasn't too bad of a deal. Where am I going to put this so I know where it's at? I guess we'll just go right there. Hello and welcome. Welcome in. Dang it, and all my wax is down there. Hang on, you guys. I bumped the button before I was ready. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay. I think we can go from here. Woo. Oh, crap, I don't have my rag either. What did I do with them? Hang on. I'm not quite ready. Dang it, I just made two fresh... Oh, here they are. Okay. All right. I'm ready. What a mess. Welcome to Tammy's Making a Mess. Oh my gosh. Hi and welcome into our lovely garage. So, hey guys, I got my shower this morning and I thought, well, I'll go out and put another coat of paint on this dresser, which I did, and then I got hot, so I pulled my hair up. Haven't done my hair, haven't done my makeup. I'm more worried about my dresser. So I have a customer that dropped this off yesterday, and I thought I would talk about it with you guys. I got it. It was very yellow. It was very, very, very yellow, kind of a, I suppose, 70s kind of look, if you can picture that. It's very well done. It's a very heavy piece. It's very nice. Lots of cool details to work with, and I'm just going to keep it very subtle. She wanted it white. And then I said, can I do anything with it? And she said, well, you know, whatever you want to do. And I said, well, can I put some dark wax and kind of pop the things? And she was like, yep, whatever. So I figure that's what we're going to do, whatever. So I'm going to show you what I'm using and what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you all about it. Hang on, let me grab my paint can here. Well, I didn't grab the, hang on. Oh, I usually have all this stuff ready, you guys. Okay, here we go. You love it when it's real, right? Okay, so I'm using a quart. I took an entire quart of Pro Classic Semi-Gloss Sherwin-Williams paint. Now, I did a coat of white primer, just a multi-purpose primer. You can use a Zinsser 123 is always a favorite as well. So I got a coat of primer on everything, but before I did anything, I took my paintable, make sure it's paintable caulking, and I went around all of the edges, anything that was, separated, because it was a lot darker and you didn't really see all of that. So all of the squares around the drawers, like all of this got caulked. All the way around, just anywhere where there was a gap where the wood, connected. I filled it in with caulking, wiped it off with my finger, and you can take a wet rag if you're not very good at caulking to smooth it all out, because you really, am I on my, I must be on my volume button. There we go. My volume button's going wild. Okay, so anyway, so I did that, and I sanded it, just with a sanding block, just to scratch it up and give it some, they call it to give it some tooth and make the primer adhere a little bit better. And then, what did I do? I did a little bit of drywall compound on the top, had a lot of crackling to it. There were some chips and things here and there. And I did my best. It was kind of on the rounded edge. It's kind of hard to mud a rounded edge, but I did the best I could. And anyway, then so I did all of that yesterday, and then last night I got one coat of paint on, and then this morning got up, got my shower, came out. I should have not done my shower, but if you don't take your shower, then it's like, I don't know, my day is all messed up. So I like to do my shower first thing in the morning, but I didn't get ready because I have a thing tonight. I'll be on at 7 o'clock in the Sparkle Room and here on my page for a what do they call, mystery box challenge, So I thought I wanted my makeup to be fresh for that and do my hair fresh because I knew I'd be out here hot. So anyway, so that's everything I did. Caulked, sanded, mudded, you know, primed, did everything in, not in that order, but mudded first, did 3 coats of mud after each coat dried, sanded it down, did my caulking, let that dry, did a coat of primer, let that dry, and then I did 2 coats of paint of the Pro Classic Semi-Gloss, and the color that I used is called Pure White. I always love Pure White. Pure White is the lightest amount of tint, the least amount of tint in any paint color at Sherwin-Williams. So it's the closest to white without being stark. It's a warm white, as you can see, but it's not a yellow white, it's not a green white, it's not a purple white. It is just a true white, but it's called Pure White, and it is the lightest color that Sherwin-Williams makes. And I can't read the number I've painted over it, but anyway, I'm down to the very last little bit, and I'm using an artist brush to get the handles painted. But one problem that this dresser had, Randy was sitting here last night in the chair talking to me while I was painting and keeping me company. And 3 of it, well, it looked like 3, but it turned out to only be a couple of these little balls, these little round beads were missing. You can see that. They were missing, and he's like, you know, wonder if we could fix that for her. And I'm like, I don't know. So we talked about it. I went and got some wood beads, and the wood beads, none of them were the right size, and he was going to have to make one flat, or make them flat on the back so they would adhere. So then I had the bright idea of getting clay. So I went and got clay, and I rolled it because he said they're a little more oval than round. They weren't quite looking right. So I rolled a couple of rolls of clay and made them a little bit oval, and then I kept dropping them on this wood piece to get them flat on the back. And we were able, I wanted to use wood glue, and he insisted on using silicone. So we did, you know, I left, you know, what, you don't argue. So I did the silicone, and he got it a little bit rougher than I would like, but I think I went back in today because I found out this morning that the silicone that he used is non-paintable. So always remember your caulking should be paintable. I think they should outlaw anything non-paintable. But anyway, so what I did was took my white caulking and smeared it all over his silicone, and that allowed me to smooth it out a little bit better. And then put a couple coats of paint on it, and really it looks really good. Like, you can't, I don't know that you can tell from the picture. Now she'll have to be super careful when she's moving it around and stuff because it's very fresh. But anyway, that's a tip for you guys. If you ever have this sort of beadwork, is use that. I use DAS clay, any kind of clay would work, but it was a great thing. So anyway, all right. So whoops, sorry, I just moved and I moved my camera. Okay, so there you go. I hate you're seeing my trash can. Okay, so what I did now is I'm using my antiquing wax. I didn't do any clear wax since I'm using a semi-gloss paint instead of a chalk paint. And the reason I'm doing that is because she didn't want it super distressed, like super sanded back and like really distressed. And so I opted for a paint that would be a little more tougher and durable in the end, and that would give her more longevity. And chalk paint is great that you seal it with wax, or because it's white, if I sealed it with a poly to make it tougher, there's a chance that my white would yellow, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to take that chance. So anyway, so all of that being said, and if you're like, well, now, whatever, you know, if you got a million questions, just hit the replay. I think I went over everything really good, so you can replay and answer that stuff. But I'm using Country Chic Antiquing Wax in the dark wax color. And yeah, you can see. So I'm just going to go in here. Don't be afraid. Okay, don't be afraid. And I'm just catching that bevel right there. Okay, get it in there really good. And then I'm going to catch these two. There's a bevel here and a bevel here. So I'm going to catch that. And then across the bottom here and across the top here. And that's probably good. I don't want my wax to sit too long because it will start to dry on you. It's not that fast. I mean, I could probably wax this whole thing out, but I don't want to have to fight with it with you guys watching me. So then I'm just taking a clean rag. I've already done most of the drawers. I left a couple of drawers. If you guys want to do a drawer or two together, we can do that. But I thought with all this detail, we'll just do this side together, and then we'll do a drawer if you want to. So now let me see if I can show you really close. I brought the clear wax because, let me see if you can see. Where are you? Okay. So, I'm trying to hold the camera. I'm not thrilled with this line and this line being so sharp, and I tried to wipe them back, and it's not wiping back any more than what I just did. So I'm gonna take my clear wax now and break it down. So I'm using clear wax, and I'm just gonna rub over that, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, let me see if you can see. Oh, golly. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it down here. Get my rag. Okay. So down here, you can kind of see right here. See, I don't like that harsh line. So this is what I'm trying to get rid of. And if you just use the clear wax, it will break this down, and then you can wipe it off. See that? And that just cleaned it right up, and it cleaned up the same thing over there. Then I don't really have it anywhere else, but maybe like right here, I'd like that little edge to be softened. And you can see I'm adding dark. So every once in a while, you need to just wipe your brush off in your, on your drop cloth or on something. But see, it just cleans it right up. So you can put as much on as you want. You can leave it as heavy as you want, or you can wipe it back and just keep it in the cracks. So I'm trying to keep it subtle because, she's not here watching me and saying more, or whatever. So I would rather go back and add more if she wants more but I think she's going to be happy because there's so much happening with this thing. I think less is going to be plenty more in this case. So anyway, I would love to do some kind of a stencil or a rice paper in the sides, but we didn't really talk about it, and I don't know that I praised it to do all that stuff. And I think she'll be quite happy with it, how it, once it's just done. So I didn't even mention going any farther with it. Of course, I hadn't seen it in person either when I'd just seen a picture of it. So then I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna slather wax, dark wax, everywhere where there's a bevel, anywhere where there's any carvings. Can you see that? Anywhere where there's any carvings, I'm gonna get in there and go at it, and especially around the edges, like that right there, okay? So then there's a little bevel right here and a little bevel right here. So this is why I wasn't on last night. Randy's like, you should probably send him a picture of you working on this thing and show him what you're doing. And oh my gosh, it was 90 some degrees and it was hot. He went and got me a fan, and like I said, he came out and sat with me. It was very sweet. So that was our big Saturday night, but I didn't go live, and I have just been busy. So I haven't been able to go live, you guys. I'm sorry. I hit you hard though. You probably needed a little break from me anyway. Oh, okay, isn't it pretty? Oh, it's so, like, look at the difference. Let me just see if I can pull it back here to where you can see both legs. Let's see, the words are in the way. How can I move the words? Oh, it's not letting me swipe, and I don't have an arrow. Oh, great. Oh, there I can swipe. Okay, so you can get the words out of your way. Let me see if I can drop it down a little bit more over top of the words for you. So this one is finished, and this one hasn't been done yet. So let's go ahead and knock this one out so you can kind of see what it's going to be like. At least on this side of it. I can't see the other side. Okay, and then we're just really hitting all of this because I'm going to wipe it all back. I hope that paint is dry. I kind of just put that on there not too long ago. I can't imagine it not being dry out here. It's so flippin' hot. Everything's been drying on a dime, like fast. Okay, let's see. There is, yeah, there's a bevel right here. I can barely see it in the shadow. I'm going to go ahead and knock that out while the camera's right there. Okay. All right, and that's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to take my rag, and I'm just going to start wiping it. Okay. And you can see why eventually you need to get a fresh rag, because you're just going to be applying wax as much as taking it off. So see, I put on a little piece right there. Okay, and then we're just wiping it back. And then I'm going to look for the places that I'm unhappy with here as soon as I get this a little bit more off. More wiped back. I got to wipe back down here. Got a lot right there. Okay. So we're going to get this wiped back. The little beads down here. Well, first I took a picture and I said, gosh, I hope she knows I didn't knock those beads off. They were missing. And he's like, well, I'm sure they did, because they carried it, you know, they had to lay it back to get it in the truck and all that. So he was pretty sure they would know, but I was kind of worried about it. So I took a picture of it just before I painted it so they could see it was like that. And then I thought, she's not going to, she's super sweet. She's not going to care. But, you know, you never know. So you can't go back and prove it once you painted it, right? So anyway, I kind of have learned that over the years, to just protect yourself wherever you can if you're doing it for someone else. And then again, I'm wiping my clear wax brush off so that it's clean when I'm going to try and clean it up. So there we go. That is this side finished. Well, whoops, I still have to do this top. You guys want to see a little bit more. And then the hardware, I only have one coat on the hardware, so I probably, oh, and then we ouch, oh gosh, my knees are killing me. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We talked about doing silver, a little bit of silver, and I haven't done any of that yet, so maybe we'll play around with that. Let's do this up here, this really heavy beaded stuff. And then I'm going to try this. I bought a new bottle of Rub and Buff in the silver. Hopefully one is enough. Yes, we're going to give it a whirl here. So there's that line and there's that line. Those are the two bevels. And then I for sure want to get in all of this. Okay. La, la, la. I don't know if you guys want to see this or not. Randy thought it was, I should do it. So here we are. I just feel like I'm always working, right? I'm always working. A friend of ours messaged and said, there's a band playing at the lake today. We're going to go. Why don't you come? Well, Julie and her husband messaged mine, and I have to get this done. I had a big work week, and then we're heading out to Kelly's Island for a week, and then we did get that job in California, so I'm going out to see Abby for a week. And then we get new flooring upstairs the week I'm back from that. So I have a busy next month coming up. So I'm probably not going to be on every day like I was, but I'm going to want to be, because I'd much rather be sitting in my craft room than doing all that stuff. But, you know, all that's going to be fun too. It's going to be great to have a new floor. It's going to be great to take a little vacation, our first one of the year. It's going to be great to go see my daughter in California and do that makeup campaign that we got from you guys watching us. Helped us get that campaign, and so we're super excited. And then on Thursday, while I'm out there, she's on hold for a job with a jewelry company, and she really likes this jewelry line. She's modeled for them before, and she's like, Mom, I'm going to see if you can come with me, and you can show the girls the jewelry. So I've started watching this company and seeing if they're going to hire us, or hire her, not me, hire her or not. But we'll see if they'll hire her this time. So I hope so. Anyway, I mean, I've seen her in action a lot, but not for jewelry. I've only seen her do clothing. So that'll be fun. Okay, so there we go. Now, let's try this Rub and Buff. So it is called Silver Leaf. I've worn my gloves so I'd stay fairly clean, because I have that Sparkle Room event tonight with you guys. I'm on at 7. If you join the Sparkle Room, it's a free crafting group online. And so all I took the lid off, and then it wasn't punched yet. So there's a little carrot like thing on here at the top, and you just punch a hole in your silver leaf, in any of your leaves, okay? And, okay, so now I haven't even played with this, obviously, I just opened it. Maybe I ought to get this done too. Hang on, let's do a little bit more here. Let's get this part, can you see now? Let's get this part done. Just this rest of this, I started the side. Let's get this done so that I'll have like those high spots for sure, what I want to silver. Of course, you know me in gold, but when I saw the dresser, it was more yellow and grayish, and I asked her if she wanted gold or silver, if she would like me to add just a bit of that, and she's like, oh yeah, silver would be beautiful. So she must be a silver girl, so we're going to do silver, which I think will be very pretty. If I didn't, I would have said something. But she went through the house, her and her boyfriend, and oh my gosh, I have a story about them. It's amazing. You guys would love it. Anyway, and she loved my kitchen curtain. Actually, they both did, so that was fun. She was like all about it. When he came in, she was like, look at this curtain. So that was fun. Okay, now I'm not sure you guys are going to be able to see this. I don't want a whole lot. Like, this thing was covered in like a gray paint. It wasn't just here and there. I don't know that I want a whole lot, but I can go back. Let's see here. Here we go. So I got a little bit heavy. You know, I tell you to put it on thin, and I'm using this glove, so I don't have as much control either. I might not be able to do it. And if I take this glove off, I'll never get it back on. My hands are sweating inside. Okay, so let's see, how hot is it in here? 85. That's not that bad. It feels bad. Okay, so I'm just going over the raised stuff here. Whoops, I bumped that. Don't want that. Okay. I just kind of want a little, you guys can't see it because I can barely even see it. But what I was thinking was just a little bit of, not glitter, but a little bit of shine as she walked around the room. Like, I just thought it would be fun to see a little pop of something besides the brown and white, just to, you know, do a little extra. So let's, let me jump you down here, and we'll get a little bit here on the bottom. Oh, whoa, we're going with it. A little bit here on the bottom. It's tough with these gloves on. I'm gonna have to take them off and do the rest, I think. But that's kind of the look, you know. I watched there was a lady once when we had our shop. We bought furniture from her because we didn't have time to do it all. And she was so messy, like messy Marvin. And we loved her paint. And I've talked about that with you guys before, how I am very, I call it, let's see, would wax take that? I doubt it, but we'll try it. Oh, actually it did, yay. So where else did I not love it? Maybe got a little bit too much right there. What was I just saying? I was just telling you a story about something. I don't even remember what it was. What was I talking about? Was anybody even listening to me ramble? I can't believe that. Wax is taking off the silver leaf. Huh. Who would ever know that? I just thought I'd give it a shot. I never dreamed it would. And look at that. It really worked. So I can cut that back. Oh, about the girl painting the furniture. Yeah. So she was very loose with her painting, but we loved how it looked. Of course, that was, over 20 years ago when I had a shop with a couple of girlfriends. And so yeah, this just kind of what I was slapping on there kind of reminded me of her. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about this couple. And I got a story for her. I asked her if I could tell you guys, and she's like, sure. So she was working on her computer, and she came across this Match.com link thing that she had. And she said, she's like, I don't need to pay for Match.com anymore. It's not doing me any good. I'm gonna get rid of it. So she goes on to get rid of Match.com, and this phone number pops up, and it tells her she has to call this number in order to cancel. So she calls the number, and they need it into her computer. So they get, oh my gosh, my hair. So they get into her computer, and she said they were just like going everywhere. Like they were opening windows and doing all this stuff. And she's like, what are you doing? You should just be in this app. And he said, oh, I've got to, check on this, check on that, whatever. He had a reason for doing all that. So anyway, she finally kind of caught on that this isn't right. So she shut it down, shut her computer down, locked out of all of her windows, whatever she, in whatever order, had to get out of everything, closed all the windows, and closed out of that guy and shut her computer down, whatever. And the guy kept calling her back and she didn't answer. So she went to a store here locally and, the next day and told them what had happened. And the guy waiting on her that took care of her computer and helped her, like she had to get rid of go close her bank account. Like he had her do all this stuff. So she did all of that, and now they're dating. The two of them are dating. Isn't that hysterical? Well, I had my comments out of the way. Isn't that hysterical? I think that is just the best story. So even though Match.com, she was getting rid of Match.com, because of Match.com, those two were brought together. So they were both kind of laughing, telling the story. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to tell my followers. I think that's so funny. Right? I think it's so funny. So yeah, Match. So when people say, how did you meet? They just say Match.com. But that's not really exactly the whole story. But anyway, I thought that was a great, great story. That if it weren't for Match.com, they never would have met. So anyway, yes, it was fate for sure. So I see I wasn't looking at comments. I had swiped them out of the way so I could see what you guys could see. Where are you guys telling me messy? Because see, it's hard to get precise when you got this much hanging off of your finger. So, I think I won't do any more silver leaf until I have all the waxing done. So anyway, in case you're wondering what I'm up to and where I've been and what I've been doing, this is it. I've been working on this dresser. Sorry, you got a view of my trash cans that we never use. Randy finally let the trash people deliver one of those big, big ones on wheels. And so we don't even use these really anymore. So we're talking about just throwing them out. I don't know if the trash man will take your trash can or not. So anyway, you guys, I got a whole lot of dressers still to do, all the way. See, it's big. So I have all of that to do. And then the drawers, I'm not sure what I can see. I have 3 drawers left to do. And then I'll give you a picture. When they brought all the drawers separately and laid them all out. So I do have a before picture of this, but it was before all taken apart. But when I get it all done and get it put back together, I'll take nice pictures for you guys so you can see how it turns out. And of course, I'm going to message her so that she can see what it's looking like and make sure she's happy with it before I take my final pictures. It's called Pure White. It is Sherwin-Williams whitest white that they have. It's called Pure White at Sherwin-Williams. It's my favorite color. It's all over my house. All my shiplap, all my cabinets. I always do, usually I'll do trim and doors in white. Just so that it pops a little bit more, and then cabinets and stuff or shiplap, any kind of accented sort of things, I do that in the Pure White. So that's kind of how I work. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. So I'm going to get over here where I can get in front of that fan. Nope, I don't seal it, and that's why I'm using this semi-gloss. This Pro Classic is rated to dry the hardest of any paint that Sherwin-Williams carries. If they don't have Pro Classic at your store, you can use Emerald. Both of those two are like the best for trim, doors, stuff like that. But you want to prime first if you're painting wood. Always prime it. But no, I'm not sealing it, and that's another thing we kind of touched on earlier. I don't seal it when I use this tough as nails stuff. Now listen too, keep in mind it takes 30 days to cure out. So when you're putting the drawers in or you're putting your hinges back on your cabinets or whatever, if you get a little chippy chip or whatever, no, you can see I just tried wiping it like crazy and couldn't get it off. I had to use clear wax to get the wax off. So no, I could not get it off. Like I can't get it off. I have to, like, it will not come off, but if I put the clear wax on, then I can break it down and get it off. You know, kind of. Not so much now that I've let it sit. But no, it more is like a stain. So, no, I don't seal the wax. And that's the thing, because your clear coats can yellow over white. They more than likely they will. Yes, I always do semi-gloss on my furniture. No lower than a satin, and I really would rather semi-gloss. It's not as shiny as you think on furniture. I never use semi-gloss on walls, and I rarely use satin on walls. If someone insists and they have a bathroom or a kitchen, I'll go with it. If they have dogs or kids or whatever, you know, I'll go with it. But I got paint all over me. But I like eggshell for the walls. But your trim should be semi-gloss, doors and your furniture. So yeah, I would do that. But because it's rated to dry so hard, if you use chalk paint, then you definitely should seal it. But it darkens when you put the sealer on. It darkens. It darkens when you put the wax on. So you want to make sure you get your color right. I just use waxing brushes. Actually, these are old, but I do know where I got them. I don't know if she still sells them or not, but it is, I can't even read the name, but it's Melanie Royals at Royal Design Studio. I buy her stencil brushes. Now, normally I use the big wax brushes from Country Chic on furniture, but because I only want it in the details and I don't want to spend my time wiping it off where I don't really want it, I'm just using stencil brushes. They're nice and soft. They're getting in there where a true furniture wax brush is much bigger and very hard. These are very soft. These are soft like a regular brush, but they're dense. You know, they're dense. They're thick. You know, they're thick, and they're flat. So they work like a wax brush. But like I said, I only want little bits of it here and there, and I don't want to have to wipe off more. You know, I don't want to waste my wax. I don't want to fill my rag up. I don't want to get it all over me, so I just use a smaller brush. But they're from Melanie Royals with Royal Design Studio is what it used to be called. I haven't ordered from her in a long time. I'm sorry for the paint. You're sorry for the paint? What do you mean you're sorry for the paint? You don't like that kind?